Peace, y'all. So I just had an epiphany, and I was watching a video of some people who were following. It was a close call with death and so forth, and they were chasing a Kodiak bear, brown grizzly, and um, they're chasing it, and it's running, and on a ski mobile, and the Kodiak, the brown bear, the grizzly, turns around and rears up to attack. But before it got to that point, I said to myself, I'm like, yo, leave that bear alone. Like, why y'all following that bear? Why y'all chasing that bear? And then it turned around and reacted in accordance with its nature. And it just immediately made me think, like, hey, um, wicked white people, wicked. I have to make the distinction at this point. Wicked white people, leave us alone. Leave us alone. Leave us, black people, alone. Stop it. Stop fucking with us. Stop it with the microaggressions or the macro. Stop it with this idea of legacy and history not being meaningful. Stop it with the idea of us being crazy, as I've said before, and I've asked certain white people I respect and understand that they can understand. They understand. Here's the question: you as a white person, here's the determinate idea. Do you understand why some black people and people of color want nothing to do with you? I don't condone the idea, but I understand. Do you understand why people of color, black people, don't want to interact with you and don't trust you? That is the most important question. Because if you don't have an understanding of that, then you are instinctually going to be offended and be defensive. I understand why certain black people want nothing to do with white people. I don't condone it in all respects and in all at all times, but I understand why. You know, I I think I posted something earlier, and it was basically like you, white people have never been held. Um, um, Crimes have never been held against white people because they are white. If a white person does some stupid shit and gets caught for it, then so be it, as well as any person of color. But um, a white person has never been indicted because of their whiteness. Therein lies the difference. I'm watching this bear run away, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ! I can almost imagine like this was kind of what possibly the Trail of Tears looked like. This is possibly what my ancestors may have had to experience when it came to the aggression of the European in the West Indies. Um, I can understand the fear, and then getting to a point where it's like, oh shit, I gotta defend myself, even though I don't know what the sharpness of steel feels like or looks like. It's the idea of the power of possibly separation, but definitely segregation because the evidence is written in the books. You know, leave us alone. I recently learned that Muhammad Ali he gave a talk at a Klan rally. Now, I'm you know I haven't done the knowledge yet, but when I heard what he did and how it was explained, it made sense to me. And regardless of whether it's true or not, um, the value lies in um, the fact that he went to this rally of white supremacists and was like, "Oh, okay, y'all don't want us around. Y'all don't want to be around us. Cool. Then give us our space. Give us our give us our land. Let us get away from y'all so y'all can deal with yourselves." Again, I have a history of this. I don't see no problem with that. Not to say that every group fits under a blanket. I know there's individuals, there's distinctions, but ultimately it's just that. It's like, leave us alone, you know. I felt for that bear. I felt bad for that bear. Like that bear is like trying to mind its business and do itself and live in nature and just like, yo, hey, I'm aware. And all of a sudden, these fucking snowmobiles, all of a sudden, these ships with three sails and symbols on them are showing up above the horizon. And next thing you know, these these people who are riding these vehicles are after you in some level or manner. Leave us the fuck alone. It was it goes back to some of my previous posts. The integration of all of this shit. Look, it doesn't mean we can't get along, but I also feel like neither group should be imposing itself on another. We should um, be within our own groups, establish ourselves in the dynamic of the group. Pause. Establish ourselves in our own dynamic within ourselves and then go out and share amongst others in order to create something beautiful. I really felt for this bear, the bear. I don't know, I'm not that tech savvy in order to share the video with you, but it's a video of a brown bear running away from the ski mobiles on a winter tundra, and then eventually it gets to a point where it decides I can't run no more, so I have to defend myself. And the person that is filming, be it the driver or the passenger, I don't know which, probably the driver with a GoPro on its head, but on his or her head, and then the bear rears up and they accelerate to get through, but I don't blame the bear. It's the same as the recent story about the white lady who wanted to jump over a barrier in order to get a selfie with a jaguar. Yo, respect Mother Nature. Respect us. Respect people. Stop it. You crazy motherfuckers. Those of you who are crazy motherfuckers. And even those of you who refuse to acknowledge the crazy motherfuckers and the impact they have on us people of color. I'm not oppressed. I am not a victim. But at the same time, I could at any time walk into a place where my appearance can be held against me. White people have never had to deal with their appearance being held against them unless it's amongst people of color, which brings me back to two things. Understand why people of color would have a particular opinion about white people, considering history. And secondly, since we're in America and the majority is Caucasian, you don't got to worry about being a person of color in this country, I've had interactions with the police where my demeanor has served me well. But that doesn't mean I can go I couldn't go to another part of this country and my appearance could work against me. Um, mind your own business. Mind the business. Your own. Peace.